YouTube! This is my part 2 video of Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 13, titled Leviathan. My part 2 video, because I got cut off because I spent most of my time ranting about Vandal Savage's daughter. But anyway, during the episode with with the rebels, we find out that a bunch of the rebel camps have been attacked. And, Ray and Stein have been observing, Stein has been observing the ground, the soil around the attack site, and Ray's all searching on satellites and stuff, trying to figure out what the hell's been attacking, or who. They know it's Savage. They think it's his army, but they still want to double check about, what the weapon they're using could be. And, turns out with Ray using satellites, Ray discovers that Vandal Savage's ultimate weapon that's been attacking is none other than some sort of giant. Because when they looked at the satellite screen with Stein, Ray and Stein, they looked at the screen, they saw that the craters around the last attack site were giant footprints. So they think giant, or possibly a giant robot, right? And while that's happening, the last of the rebel camp is not that far away from where the Wave Rider is, and they're kind of worried. Hang on for a sec. Hey guys, sorry, I'm also eating my lunch. So, look how deformed this box got. But, god damn it. Hang on, guys. Who is this? Who dares bother me? Oh, screw you. I don't even know you. But anyway, anyway, going back to that, they found out that it's a giant robot that's been attacking all the rebels. And the last rebel camp is being targeted because it's not that far away from the Wave Rider, and who's on the Wave Rider right now is prisoner Savage's daughter, Cassandra. So Savage sends a whole army after her just to rescue his daughter. And, while that is happening, they try to escape on the way. Stein refuses to let any of these rebels get hurt, especially considering a good chunk of the rebel rebel camp is filled with children. So they pretty much shove all the rebels left inside the Wave Rider, and they try to escape this giant robot, which apparently we find out the robot's called Leviathan, hence the name. But while they're trying to, maneuver away from the robot, Leviathan severely damages the Wave Rider, and it literally goes down. And with everything all damaged and severely damaged by Leviathan, they decide to split into groups, kind of. During the whole crash, though, Stein ends up getting seriously injured to the point where they take him to the medical bay, and he has to kind of be put. Pretty much a huge sedative was on him, and he pretty much passes out, right? And everybody else pretty much splits into two groups. Well, not really two groups, but majority of the team goes after Savage now that Kendra has the melted bracelet-covered Carter mace with her, which leaves unconscious Stein, and Ray and Jax stay behind with the rebels in the damaged Wave Rider, while everyone else goes after Savage. Now that, Snark convinced Savage's daughter Cassandra of Savage's true nature, she actually... It looks like she escaped and went back, but it turns out that, it was a ploy. She got the others in to the compound to take down Savage. And, I'm gonna go with the fight with Ray first. With the help of Jax, Ray is able to reverse the polarity of his Atom suit, so instead of shrinking, his suit grows in size so he could take down the robot. And, during the whole fight, there was a moment where, Ray does get knocked out, and a very, very good speech, I can't remember the speech exactly, but this very good speech that Jack says pretty much via intercom, I think, and manages to get Ray to regain conscious and knock the shit out of that Leviathan robot to the point where Ray knocked the head off. But I was like, damn, he blasted that head off. That was glorious. Amen to Adam. But anyway, back to the fight with Savage. While Rip, Snart, Rory, Sarah, and Cassandra take out Savage's little soldiers, Kendra's all fighting Savage with the mace. The mace actually does work, because if you see when she fights him, that shit knocks him back and seriously does some damage. So obviously, the bracelet is the perfect weapon, and the fact that, you know, they melted it and coated the mace with it actually works really well. And just as Kendra is about to kill Savage, that soldier, remember when I said, like you guys saw in the episode, when Savage was doing his speech, he was there doing his speech, his daughter was there, but there was another soldier there with a mask on. That particular soldier comes out of nowhere and starts attacking Kendra. So, before she could kill Savage, she has to take out this masked soldier, right? And, just as she knocks that soldier out, she manages to not only knock out the soldier, she knocks off his helmet, which reveals to be freaking Carter. And we're like, what? How? What? Right? And a part of me is like, could this be a reincarnated Carter in the future of 2166? Could it be? Or did Vandal Savage take the already dead body of Carter and do something with him? I don't know, right? So we actually learned just beforehand, when Kendra's like, oh my god, it's Carter, she learns from Savage, because she pretty much has him on knock, right? She's like, what'd you do to him and all that stuff? She learns from Savage that this is the reincarnation of Carter from 2166. But not only that, she learns from Savage that when he got reincarnated in 2166, he had no memory whatsoever, and that Savage himself took advantage of that by bringing Carter into his fold and brainwashing him to be his soldier. And so Kendra's all mad, and she's about to kill Savage, but she finds out again from Savage, if she killed Savage, then the brainwashing on Carter, then he can't reverse the brainwashing on Carter. So unfortunately, she's like, if she kills Savage, they might not be able to help this new Carter get out of his brainwashing, right? So unfortunately, to save Carter's mind, she refuses to kill Savage, so she and Rip end up imprisoning Savage on the Wave Rider instead. As such, also, Vandal Savage's daughter Cassandra ends up joining the rebels she ends up joining the rebels mainly to help, you know, she knows all the weaknesses of all the soldiers, so she's like, I'm gonna join you rebels and help take down my father's soldiers. Right? It was an interesting episode. It had its main moments, but the fact that her name is Cassandra Savage, I was somewhat disappointed. I mean, I knew about Scandal Savage in the comics, and I was hoping it was Scandal, but the fact that she said her name was Cassandra, although I think that the Legends of Tomorrow's version of Cassandra Savage is actually, in my honest opinion, I think she is a mix between both of her comic book counterparts. I think she's a mix of Cassandra Sage, which is Vandal Savage's daughter in the New 52 continuity. If you remember, like I said in the previous video, Cassandra Sage is Vandal Savage's daughter from the New 52 continuity, and she's an FBI agent. I'm only saying that she could be part Cassandra Sage from the comics, mainly because her name is Cassandra, for one, and two, Cassandra Savage in the show ends up joining the rebels, so she ends up somewhat being a good guy. And in the comics, Cassandra Sage is an FBI agent. You can't get more good guy like that unless she was corrupted or anything, but she is an FBI agent. Cassandra Sage is an FBI agent, perceived good guy in the comics. And so besides the obvious common name, the same name, Cassandra Cassandra Savage does end up joining the rebels, so she technically becomes a good guy in the end. So that's why I think she might be half Cassandra Sage. I think the other half could be Scandal, because when Cassandra told her background story about her father training her, it's very much identical to Scandal Savage's background. Because, like here in the show, she's the right-hand man to Vandal Savage. And in the comics, Scandal Savage was, like, in Vandal Savage's opinion, the one true heir out of all his kids. So, and plus the background of Vandal training Scandal since childhood is the same as Vandal training Cassandra Savage in the show since she was a child. So I think she's half Cassandra Sage from the New 52 and half that Scandal Savage from before the New 52. But anyway, it was an interesting episode. I like the fact that we finally see Ray's Atom suit actually grow instead of shrink, which I think was cool, because we all know it actually did somewhat happen in the comics. Because if you guys remember, the Atom from DC Comics is like pretty much the DC equivalent to Marvel's own superhero, Ant-Man. You got Marvel's Ant-Man and you got DC's Atom. They're very similar. They're both freaking geniuses. They both have suits that shrink. Hence their superhero names. But at the same time, their suit also could technically both grow. If I remember correctly, Atom also can grow in size, just like Ant-Man could. So it was pretty cool seeing Ray use his suit to grow. It sucks that the whole entire thing, the moment the Wave Rider crashed and Stein got injured and was pretty much passed out because given a sedative to pass out, he was out the whole time. So it was kind of disappointing to see Stein out for the count. The fact that Snart somewhat bonded with Cassandra because of the whole father issue thing, the reason why Snart was, talking to her, because he's like, telling her, I thought that, in Snart's words to Cassandra, he thought that his father wasn't a bad guy either until he saw his true colors. And so seeing Snart kind of bond over his father thing with Cassandra is pretty cool, although I don't like them as a couple, so I'm hoping they're not a couple. But I like the fact that he kind of did his own background story to help show Cassandra what kind of person her father really was. So I give props to Snart for that. So I'm kind of scared for the next episode, because they have Vandal Savage prisoner, but his army's still out there, and this is Vandal Savage, for Christ's sake. There's something up his sleeve. He won't I saw the previews. He will not stay prisoner for very long. I saw the previews to episode 14, River of Time. He's not going to stay prisoner for long. And I'm kind of scared for our heroes. And what's going to happen to the 2166 version of Carter now that he is brainwashed? What's going to happen to him? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of somewhat not looking forward to it because I saw the preview of River of Time, episode 14. It obviously showed that Vandal Savage won't be prisoner very long on the Wave Rider, so I'm praying for you guys. Legends of Tomorrow. Look forward to episode 14, River of Time, which will premiere this week, May 5th. Bye, Booto.